Insanely wild. I just talked to my cousin. She said, I haven't felt this safe and I don't know at any time in my life.
Yep.
She lives in Memphis. When are we gonna wake up? It doesn't matter what the Trump administration does. You guys are always gonna find some sort of fault, even if there is something good. Doesn't matter if you like Donald Trump or not. You cannot deny the facts that what he's doing in these cities, they're working.
Yep.
CrossroadsIRL.com.
I swear, the National Guard.
Again.
There's literally people saying in Chicago, in Memphis, which I have family in both places, I feel more safe now. My kids can go out front and play. I can walk down the street to the store and not worry about if I'm actually gonna make it home. And
All right, sorry. My AirPods are just acting up. Jeez. I hope this works.
people will still
Sorry. I hope this behaves.
be like, no, this is terrible. Take the National Guard out, blah, blah, blah.
All right, I'm gonna start again. Sorry if I'm interrupting.
The National Guard. There's literally people saying in Chicago, in Memphis, which I have family in both places, I feel more safe now. My kids can go out front and play. I can walk down the street to the store and not worry about if I'm actually gonna make it home. And people will still be like, no, this is terrible. Take the National Guard out, blah, blah, blah. And you guys are totally discounting real people's experience that live in the place.
Yep.
You guys are watching CNN. You guys are watching fake news, other biased media, and you're not listening to the people that are actually affected by it front line.
That's why they lost
Insane.
the elections. I saw the disconnect between what mainstream media was saying and what people on the streets, regular people, were saying. Now, I know that there are regular people who believe everything that mainstream media has been saying, but if you're grown up enough in your ability to think for yourself, you would see that there is a disconnect between the sentiments they share when certain things happen against Republicans and when it happens against the Democrats. When you see that disparity, it begins to let you know that they're not telling you the whole truth, and you begin to do your own research. And then you find out that they're cooking the books, they're lying, they're trying to skew voters one way, leading them away from the Republican Party. A lot of people saw that. When we go into the comments, I'm going to read one of the comments that stood out to me about how that person walked away from the Democrat Party and just registered as a Republican because of Chuck Schumer. Like, the Democrats are their own worst enemies, okay? Because of something Chuck Schumer said that I covered yesterday in yesterday's live stream, where he's encouraging people to go out and forcefully resist Trump. He said he saw that, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and he's now a registered Republican. The Democrats are their own worst enemies.
Wild to me. Insanely wild. I just talked to my cousin. She said, I haven't felt this safe and I don't know at any time in my life.
Yep.
She lives in Memphis. When are we gonna wake up? It doesn't matter what the Trump administration does. You guys are always gonna find some sort of fault, even if there is something good. Doesn't matter if you like Donald Trump or not. You cannot deny the facts that what he's doing in these cities, they're working.
Yep. And it shocks me that the Democrats really stood up against him enforcing the law in Washington, D.C. When they did that, I knew that, I think, I don't know why people like me say that this was the thing that finally made me believe that the Democrat Party could not be saved. And then something else happened. And then we say, and this is the other thing that made me finally believe that the Democrat Party could not be saved. There are many things that they've done, that they've embraced, that clearly makes it, the thing that shows you that they are not changing. Because I believe it's because they've locked themselves into a bind where they have to cater to the fringest of fringe ideologies and voting groups. And because these voting groups are the loudest, these guys are the loudest. They are the most unhinged voter subset. And it's either they are trying to secure these votes or they are terrified of these voters because they've seen what these voters are capable of doing. These Democrat leaders know that these voters are violent. If you look at them the wrong way, they will attack you. These are the unhinged masses that they have attracted to themselves. Why? Because maybe they miscalculated. They thought that these guys were the useful idiots that they could manipulate with TDSBC and CNN, and they got what they wished for. But what they didn't realize was that this crowd were the ones that didn't understand how the world works, and they're the ones that would cut you if you looked at them the wrong way. So it's like, okay, we got the crazies instead of the useful idiots. These are the ones who go out there and threaten the lives of conservative journalists simply because they are there to cover the arrangement that is the anti-ICE protests. We've seen the feeds, and I'm not going to play those feeds because it's risky to play those feeds. You have literal naked people walking around protesting. Like, you can't make this up. This is the Democrat crowd, and so I guess they are locked in a bind. They won't be able to get out of this. They are going to continue to go harder. The politician that can be the most revolutionary or the most violent in their rhetoric wins. And that's why Chuck Schumer is competing with AOC. AOC is really going for his job, and he doesn't want to lose that job. And so he's trying to ramp up the rhetoric. Okay, so I think we're going to see more of that.
Guys, a lot of this is just the law being carried out.
Yep.
If I go commit a crime, there's something called consequences. Even the Bible says, obey the law of the land.
Oh, don't talk about the Bible. They don't want to hear about the Bible. They don't want to hear about the Bible. They want to distance the connection between the Bible and the Constitution as much as they can. And that's why they're going hard after the elements in the Constitution that defend your God-given rights. Once you say your God-given rights, those rights are up for grabs. All right. So that's who they are. They've shown it. And I don't think they can talk their way out of anyone believing that they don't want to take away your rights.
See, but we want the narrative to fit when we want the narrative to fit. I don't know any other country you can just go into and you can just do whatever you want. Come in illegally, do this and that, and there's no repercussions. Huh, that's crazy. What a concept.
All right, so so let me know what you think of that. I just wanted to treat you with that because there's always people out there who will claim that that the black vote is all Democrat. It's not. We're beginning to see more intelligent people of color, black people, stepping forward and speaking to the situation the way intelligent people should. I know that there's a long way to go. I'm seeing footage of people still calling for reparations, and I'm like, my goodness, you guys should simply just grow up, read a book, do something, stop leaning into the talking points of these grifters who call themselves civil rights activists. But it's a long way out, you know, but it's encouraging to see people like her out there speaking. I'm thrilled whenever I run into content like that, so I felt like I should share that with you.
Subscribe.
Thanks for watching, liking, and sharing this video. Please subscribe, leave a super thank, and join my membership to keep me doing this. A huge thank you to my supporters listed on the screen. Thank you for your donations and membership.
Thanks for watching.